So what do you remember about Tyson Walker from a few years ago?
Um, just remember how good he was in terms of shooting the basketball, being quick, crafty, like around the rim, and good in pick and roll and stuff like that. So, um, I think his game is similar to now, but has definitely improved in a lot of his areas.
Does it help that you have a little bit of experience, even though it was 3 years ago? Because you're a very different player than you
Yeah.
were as well. But does it help a little bit that you have that history there?
I mean, see, I would say a little bit, but not a ton, because obviously, it's different
Yeah.
in terms of playing in high school and into college. So, and they run a lot of actions for him and different actions to put him in a really good position. So, I mean, it's, in terms of good experience, like how he plays, yeah, personnel wise, but I would say different in terms of just actions.
When you think of maybe two things that you have to do to try to limit him, what are those two things?
I'll probably just say, as a team, just make it tough for him to catch and kind of just corral on pick and rolls. Kind of for the bigs, be up to touch, because I know if he gets a little bit of separation, he's able to knock it down either from the mid range or from three. Just kind of pressure him a little bit, whether that's through double teaming or off the staggers, being just communicating, and everyone just be aware.
RJ, how much is toughness going to play into tomorrow's game, and how much do Cormac in particular and Harrison kind of add to the toughness of this team?
I mean, we're going to need a lot of toughness throughout everyone, from the starting five all the way to the bench, and we're going to have to bring it. It's the second round of March Madness. It's a win-or-go-home opportunity, so we got to be ready to play our brand of basketball. And I think Cormac and Harrison have been doing a good job of bringing that type of toughness all year long, and I know they're going to bring it tomorrow's game. So, I mean, I think we've done a good job. I think one thing about this team is when we face adversity, is always we stay composed and poised within that. So we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
That edge that those two guys bring, is that something that was missing last year that this team has that puts it over the top a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, when you have guys like that with that type of personality, I think it's something that we could reflect on and lead off of. And I think Cormac being as intense he is, and Harrison with his goofy personality, but he's able to kind of just have that dog mentality when he steps onto the floor. I think that's something that's needed on the team, and when you have those two type of guys that with that type of energy and intensity, I think it's good for the whole group.
Like, does Michigan State
Ellie.
remind you of anyone you've played this year?
I mean, no, because I think they play their own brand of basketball. I think every team is different. But I mean, they had a really good schedule, so I mean, I wouldn't compare them to anyone other than that, because I know how well of a coach Tom Izzo is and how he gets his guys going. So.
Elliot said that you had a conversation with him yesterday, and I know that I didn't talk to you yesterday, but apparently you told some of the other reporters you were going to talk to him or had some words for him. What did that conversation go like, and how important is it for you to kind of connect to him to maybe get him a little bit more comfortable than perhaps he's played of late?
Yeah, I mean, just to have fun out there and kind of just play with a free mind. I know sometimes it can be hard just because of it's March Madness. You want to play really well, and you kind of just put a lot of pressure on yourself to perform well. But I think Elliot has done a good job of doing that all year long in terms of playing freely, being who he is, the playmaker he is, getting downhill, being aggressive. So he's gonna be more than fine tomorrow. I know he's probably hard on himself after the game. That's what a couple of reporters have told me. But I mean, that just speaks of how special of a kid he is, and I'm just kind of giving that guidance of wisdom that he's gonna be good.
If you think of the conversations you've had with him since he got here, have you been able to get a gauge of when you're kind of sinking in, you're getting through to him, and he's kind of connecting with what you're saying? And if so, did you get that vibe yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing about him is he listens and he'll ask questions, and that just shows how much he wants to learn and become better as a player and as a person. And I kind of got that vibe just because of his reaction and his body language he responded well, and that's one thing about how mature he is as a player, just for being a freshman. I mean, I know he's supposed to be in high school right now, finish up his senior year, but just his maturity level it's insane.
If I could stay on that real quickly one more. Do you think the experience and maturity of the rest of you guys kind of elevates him a little bit? Maybe it forces him to be more mature, but you guys are the standard, so he's striving to kind of be where you guys are in that respect.
I think that's great, and I think with experience and with maturity, it uplifts everyone on the team, and it kind of challenges everyone to kind of just rise up to the occasion. Because when you have veteran players and players that have experienced tournament games, down to the wire type of games, it kind of makes everyone calm in those types of situations, knowing that we have each other's backs and we're gonna stay poised throughout it all.
RJ, Tyson was telling me he messaged you on Instagram like a couple weeks ago. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, I think he just congratulated me. He actually congratulated me on just like my achievements and successes just throughout this year. Me and Tyson, I know him since we were like in 4th grade, and just kind of just received that message from him. Kind of just meant a lot, and just shows how much us New Yorkers care for each other.
And that AAU